Hello, everyone. Drew here for Drew Dat Entertainment. I almost said Drew Dat Games. Almost forgot what channel I was on. But before I get any further, one question. I need to start asking this more on my own fucking channel instead of on other people's channels in their chats. Who dat? Drew Dat. Here on Breaking Rocks, episode number 24. And with that said, there's only one way to start breaking rocks as far as I'm concerned at this point. We the people in all we do reserve the right to say fuck you. That's a hell of a way to start a stream.
Exactly.
As you guys, gotta turn this up again. As you guys hear, even though no one's here in the chat yet, but joining me are the usual suspects. You already heard first. American hero, American veteran, your hero and mine, Joshy064. Hey, Josh.
So let's feed the people. How you doing?
And you also heard giggling like a little schoolgirl for a second there. My younger brother, Desert Nord. Hey, bro.
Sure. Hey there.
I like your blue sweater.
Well, of course, on Breaking Rocks, of course, I'm going to break out Home of the Free because of the Brave. I forgot I actually had the sweatshirt. I've actually been wearing it like on my way to work for like the past like week or so now. Because as soon as I saw in the class, I'm like, I forgot I had this. And the reason I don't wear it is because it's a little shorter than I would like. Because when I stand up, my belly hangs below it at times. So, but as it is, which is why I prefer wearing longer shirts underneath with this thing, like I'm doing now with my Xbox t-shirt. But regardless of what I'm wearing for undergarments, on today's stream for Breaking Rocks 24, we're going to be going over the My Pillow guy has been rebanned from Twitter after randomly showing up on Twitter again with a new account the same fucking day.
Yeah, it was a couple hours. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rumors about Madden 23 to be like two different games for two different console generations, which surprises nobody given what 22 is like. Square Enix sells off studios and IPs for $300 million to invest in NFTs. We'll get into that. Also, we'll be talking about Pirates of the Caribbean franchise because I finally got through all 5 films. So I want to talk about those, especially after a discussion Joshy and I had off camera about 5 going into it with some of the characters, and I want to discuss that with you. Also, Dave Chappelle was attacked incompetently by a guy that I used the term, obviously jokingly, that Chris Rock made, assumed that it was Will Smith. Ha ha. Also, Is It Worth It? Trek to Yumi, which you see on the screen here, which was the re-upload to YouTube from earlier, about an hour ago, from the Twitch channel of me playing that game a couple days ago on Friday on Twitch. So I will have that playing in the background while we're talking about it briefly, and then I'll pause it and we'll discuss what we're looking at there. And finally, chip shortages for PlayStations to persist until 2024. So, and then, yes, I see in the chat, Josh. But also, after all of that, I will remove the handcuffs, not off of me, but off of Nord and Joshy, and you guys are going to rip on whatever you guys want to talk about. I don't care if we get canceled. Because we probably will. We're talking about when we get to abortion. But as it is,
Yep.
The My Pillow guy.
Yeah, Mike Lindell. Yeah.
Nord, take it away.
Yeah. So what happened was that it was sort of like right after the purchase of Twitter by Elon. Like a day and a half later, Mike Lindell showed back up, and people immediately thought, "Oh my God, he got unbanned." But actually, what it was ban evasion. Mike Lindell decided to get a new phone number and get a
new
fresh
account.
profile started.
Yeah.
But his old one was still on ban. So the reason he got rebanned was not because of any content violation, but because the system detected ban evasion on a common persona. So it banned that one too. That's what happened.
From my point of view, the sooner that Elon makes the whole process of all of that public, the better.
Oh yeah, well he's starting out good right now. He's in the process of sorting out 1,000 employees to lay off.
Yeah, because keeping in mind what has already happened to other like banned accounts, like Jeremy Prime, the original D-Day Cobra account for Jeremy of Geeks and Gamers, unbanned. I believe Heel versus Babyface got unbanned, right?
Well, people were hoping for it. I didn't see whether or not he did or not, though.
But
I didn't see his account get unbanned yet. There hasn't been a whole lot of those yet. I mean,
well, there's been some, but there's been one major one, at least from my point of view, given my internet relationship with him, and it's an interesting one from my point of view because he doesn't know that I'm here, but my internet dad, Drunk 3PO, his original account got unbanned. So congratulations, Dad.
Yeah, and the Libs of TikTok account, I think, was another one that was kind of big. That one was actually the one that had spurred Elon to actually make the move that he made.
Fair enough. But yeah, and about Mr. Lindell, we all know, huge Trump supporter. Not that I give a shit. But
no, yeah, and then the thing to remember
probably part of it.
His account and his persona is still currently banned from Twitter.
Yeah,
he was never unbanned.
Yeah,
he just decided to do the old get a new number, make a new profile.
But if you remember what both Jeremy and Drunk 3PO were banned off Twitter for, I don't know if you guys remember that, do you?
Sure. If I remember correctly, it was really stupid.
Yeah. In Jeremy's case, he made a meme about Abby from The Last of Us Part 2, and he got banned.
Uh-huh.
And then in the case of Drunk 3PO, he basically just had playing like some romantic music and a picture of Gina Carano. Ban.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with either one of those things.
Oh, food for thought. I did buy a fucking My Pillow from him, and it's pretty good pillow.
Well,
it's sleeping on it since.
Well, they usually get great reviews, so.
Yeah, it's a good pillow. Don't get me wrong.
Fun fact for you, I believe I'm right when I say this, but the My Pillow company was founded here in my state of Minnesota.
And they're also a Christian as well too, because basically when I was on hold, they like
So all you're doing is supporting my state, Joshy.
Yep.
At that point.
And supporting Christianity as well too.
Well, you can do that by also tithing, but then again, I have my own thoughts on churches taking no taxes and asking for money. I have my own thoughts on that, but I'm not going to say that here on YouTube, though. But as it is, any other thoughts on the reban of Mike Lindell? Before we get to
what's that? the only thing I would say is that I do hope that he actually gets unbanned at some point, because that never happened.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. But then again, I'm also the type of person, and since we're on the topic of Twitter here at the moment, I've noticed this like over the years. I've been on record saying where I am politically about things on the fence. The problem with that nowadays is also like why some people claim that Elon Musk is on the right. He's a fucking liberal, guys.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, I've explained to my other friends that Elon Musk is like I call him a paragon of politics. A guy that is a perfect example of what an American who has a political point of view should be. A person who's even-handed, reasonable, not a psycho fringe Looney Tune, but a person willing to talk to anyone, willing to explain to anyone their point of view calmly and concisely and articulately.
Regardless if
So
they have
few people like that.
Regardless if they agree or not.
Sure, being able to handle other people's opinions in a mature adult way is a lost art in this country.
Yeah, but where I was going was the goalposts politically here in the United States of America have moved so far fucking left that they ripped my fence from between my legs and took it with them to the left. So that means to be moderate, I'd have to go more left, and I'm not going to fucking do that. So that's why nowadays I'm back sitting with a Home of the Free because of the Brave sweatshirt, a necklace with a cross fucking on it, and I'm listening to my DC talk music again. This is what you've done to me, extreme left. You sent me run screaming to my childhood. Congratulations, you've stolen my fucking fence from me that I've been sitting on politically for fucking years, staying silent. Silence is broken. Go fuck yourself.
The worst part about it is that the most far to the extreme people have at the same time convinced themselves they're not on the extreme. They've convinced themselves that they're reasonable and on the near middle left or left of center is what they call themselves. But they're like way off in like Lenin fucking ideology. They're off in Bolshevism practically. But saying, oh no, I'm left of center. It's like, yeah, you're way left of center. You're like, licking the left field wall.
No, they're on the other side of the green fucking monster.
Yeah, you know what I mean, though.
I know that. I was making a Fenway Park reference.
I was just making a baseball reference in general, but
yeah,
if right field, left field is an analogy for you. I mean, this is a person who is over the left field foul line, licking the wall, essentially, but telling themselves and everyone around them that they're not.
Well, if
they're near the center.
Well, if you remember what Fenway Park looks like, the green monster is in left field, folks.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So that's where I was going. We were in the same fucking field, or at the plate looking at the same fucking field, but you were just randomly talking about this, that, and the other thing in left field, and I was getting more specific. I'm like, yeah, they're on the other side of the green monster.
And the thing is that whenever they talk about, over in Europe, everyone's on the left, it's just a matter of how far to the left. They're not wrong when they say that. I don't see how they think that's normal.
I dare them to go tell heel versus babyface that.
No, I know. But see, to them, he's like, some kind of jackbooted, like, fascist to them, so. And he's not even close to what anyone would consider, hard right. I mean, he himself, in all fairness, is right of center, actually.
Yeah, he's more moderate, kind of like the way I want to be.
He is far from anyone's definition of extreme right, unless they are completely asinine in their definition.
I wouldn't even call Jeremy at Geeks and Gamers extreme right.
I mean, because like the ideology you'd have to embrace would have to be like Francisco Franco, for Christ's sake, in order to be actually hard right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that none of these people that get called that are actually that.
Yeah.
Like none of them are like, oh, let's clean house of racial minorities. Let's genocide people that are different and non-Christian and non-white. Like none of these people are that. So why do they get called that?
Speaking of genociding, fan bases, Electronic Arts, and, and Madden. Madden 23, according to, what's that, Josh?
I was just saying, oh man.
So then, oh man, at the segue into EA.
Yeah, right.
Well, it ain't my fault. I blame the Robbie Rotten lookalike that is Andrew Wilson, which is the president of Electronic Arts. So take that for what it's worth. But anyway, Men 23, according to rumors, so take it with obvious grains of salt, Men 23 to be like two different games between the Xbox One generation and the Xbox Series consoles generation, which should surprise no one that's familiar with Madden 22. So when I say two different games, I mean like if you compare WWE 2K15 between the Xbox One, which did not have like a career mode, but you could create like female wrestlers in it, compared to the next gen, when that was the new system, the Xbox One of the PS4 version had the career mode, but you couldn't create a female wrestler in it. That's what I'm talking about by two different games.
So my guess is they're probably gonna have like one extra for the new consoles, other than old consoles, right?
Well,
basically anything EA puts out is just garbage.
Yeah, Nord.
Yeah, I had heard about it, and I was thinking, yeah, they're always making moves to try and save themselves from the inevitable, but EA has already ruined its own reputation. So
the only silver lining to all of this is if you can't get an next-gen system, hey, you're still going to be playing the new Madden on the older hardware. As opposed to what we said last week about Sony wanting to abandon the older hardware by the end of the year with their newer games.
But yet again, if you go on the EA games or like any of the Maddens at all, you check out the private mode or whatnot, though, you see like what is it, like Madden 2020 in the background and whatnot, though. Like they don't even read that shit. New games at all.
Yeah. But yeah, take.
So you think they're basically making like an upgrade though, but it's just like a free skin of like the 1920 or 1990s or whatever.
Truth be told, all EA really does anymore is just put features that were in older football games like 20 years ago into their newest game that they're coming out with and saying, hey, we added something new to the game. No, you just added it back from like your own fucking franchise from like 20 years ago that you had removed from the franchise some years back. And now we're adding it back on, say, you see, we're adding features that you want. Yeah, except for you removed them to begin with.
He asked for $50 for like not the.
But as it is.
I digress.
Yeah. Nord, any last minute thoughts on Madden 23 having possibly having two different games effectively between the two generations?
My opinion, just.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I was just going to say that it's still par for the course for what these people like to do at this point. It's sad. It really is.
Yeah, Josh.
And just skip it. Because EA just say for the Wii or Wii Switch or whatnot, though, basically they just have the same game. They even tell people that basically it's the same exact game, but it's just like no extra feature in the fucking console in the fucking game. So
Well,
basically, I say
well,
skip it.
well. At this point, if there's gonna be any extra features added, it's gonna be on the PS5, which no one can find, and the Xbox Series consoles version. Cause fuck last gen. But then again, we already know that at some point they're gonna have to move away from the old hardware and focus just on the new hardware. On the upside, Xbox can start doing that because you can actually walk in the store and buy their systems when they're in stock. You still can't do that with a PlayStation. Even if they're in stock, you have to compete with bots online only still, which is fucking horseshit. But as it is. And now for the topic that is the main topic of today's stream. Square Enix sells off IPs and studios like Crystal Dynamics and the Tomb Raider franchise and, Deus Ex and other IPs like Legacy of Kain for $300 million to invest in NFTs. And they're selling all of this to Embracer Group. Now, Josh, are you familiar with Embracer Group?
No.
What?
No.
They recently acquired Dark Horse Comics, and they are also the owners of Gearbox. So, what's that?
What?
So, in the press release from Embracer, they have also said, evidently, that they're proud to now be working with the Tomb Raider franchise and all these other franchises and bringing good single-player games to the market in the future. That was from the studio that acquired these, or sorry, the company that acquired Crystal Dynamics and these IPs.
Well, if they're with Gearbox, then basically that means they're woke as hell.
Well, we'll see, because on the other hand, they're also talking about like working with the Legacy of Kain series, which has a lot of people excited because there hasn't been a Legacy of Kain game in like fucking forever.
Yeah, I did play a Legacy game a long time ago. That was pretty good, but hey, for Gearbox, I'd say rest in peace. Basically, like anything Gearbox like has been put out recently is just garbage. So, for instance, the stupid Tiny Tina's
Wonderlands.
Yes, it was a good game until like 6 hours into it. Like once you like open up the
my point of view of
butt stallion shit.
Yeah, my point of view of the direction with Embracer Group is wait and see approach and see what we get from them with Tomb Raider, with Legacy of Kain, with Deus Ex now, which hasn't had a game since the PS3. In the case of Deus Ex,
And
I'm sorry.
So hopefully the Tomb Raider series is actually better because from like what I've been playing from the recent trilogy for the Raider, it's just that like I don't know, it's just that the stupid Lord Croft for the new Tomb Raider is just like I don't know, female based. I like Tomb Raider is not bad. It's just that like with this new one, it's just that it's or like this one guy was trying to protect her ass, and then all of a sudden he was going to go ahead and kill people for her, and then she's fucking just kissing on the cheek, like basically. I'm thinking that basically Laura Croft should actually first kiss them to get her more motivated to kill people for them. She know that the guy was actually going to fucking die for her ass. And basically, she fucking just kissed him on the cheek. Okay, yeah. Basically, she's not lesbian, she's not straight, whatnot, so whatever. So.
but but as it is, Norad, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say the most interesting part to me of the whole thing is Deus Ex being free of Square Enix. That to me is the gold of the entire thing. Because having them now be able to make a new Deus Ex game will be the best thing that comes from this.
Yeah, but there's also another elephant in the room, the Square Enix side of things, because also in the very same reports is the intentions of why they're selling it between not seeing like basically it really comes down to Crystal Dynamics. Really, the Avengers
Yeah.
game did not pan out. The Guardians of the Galaxy game, as good as it is, didn't really sell the way Squeenix wanted. So Crystal Dynamics is sold. But also on that note, the $300 million, what Squeenix can do with it? Invest in NFTs.
Yeah.
And that's coming from like the PR message from Squeenix themselves.
Yeah, what a bunch of dumbasses.
Yeah.
Good for them, I guess.
So it frees up Crystal Dynamics to work with another company, maybe do something. Like I said, it's a wait and see approach. I'm not gonna like chastise Embracer Group just because they did one thing that's fucking shitty. But
yeah, they still have a possible redemption story.
Yeah,
waiting.
That much can't be said about EA at this point.
Yeah, EA is completely.
You didn't say it's like a redemption thing for it though, but as of nowadays,
I said it's possible. It's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah, as of now,
what's that?
But as of nowadays, everything's like woke and everything else. So basically, I say rest.
Well, I say most things are woke, but if you know where to look, you can still find good content. So it is.
Yeah, but look at what we're seeing. But look at what we're seeing with Twitter. I mean, Twitter for the last forever. I mean, last probably 7 years has become a woke shithole until now.
Well, partially at the moment, it's getting better, and it's going to be getting better as the process keeps going with Musk and his hires that he's going to be having come in at some point.
I'm just saying that even the most hopelessly lost thing can still be saved if something major happens. So this something that we're talking about here is a major development. That's why we're talking about it.
Yeah, kind of like Starfield could save the reputation of Bethesda at this point. We can only play it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Based off of how the last number of years have been for Bethesda with Fallout 76 and all of the controversies surrounding that. But
like another Fallout 76.
Yeah. But as it is, this has the potential to be another clusterfuck, but also has the potential of being something great if it's done right. And we can only wait and see what happens with Embracer Group now going to be owning officially at some point in the near future, like in the next few months. Crystal Dynamics, Tomb Raider, Legacy of Kain, and things like that.
Well, I hope Crystal Dynamics. Oh, I do.
Yeah, because Crystal Dynamics did make a good game. Not great, but a good game. It was a hell of a lot better than the Avengers game with the Guardians of the Galaxy. So as it is, what's that?
It did make some good games for the Panasonic radio, which you have. So just saying that.
Fair enough. Even though personally my favorite games from Crystal Dynamics, even though I haven't played a ton of them, were I think Rise of the Tomb Raider and the first Tomb Raider game, and then obviously the Guardians of the Galaxy game for me. Josh?
Yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy game is actually pretty good, though. I still don't know, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
haven't finished
Crystal
it either.
Dynamics,
So.
I do have like a certain respect to
Yeah.
all the older games that they've actually made and whatnot. Though I do appreciate them. So I just hope they don't basically
So on that note,
go bad.
I have now finally watched all 5 Pirates of the Caribbean. I have them all on Blu-ray. Got through 5 the end of last week at some point. Or it might have been Wednesday, I can't remember. I believe it was Wednesday, but the day is irrelevant. So Joshy, you were asking before off camera, who the new male and female sidekick characters were, right? Josh?
From what I believe, the it was like a prequel to the originals or whatnot, though, right? I believe, or the
Not exactly. And spoiler warning going ahead here for those watching after the fact. I will be spoiling basically the entire Pirates franchise here going forward. So you have been warned. What the hell is a parrot of the Caribbean? Anyway,
Yeah. That's the ones that sit on the shoulders of pirates.
all right, he's shooting a cannon. All right. Yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
asshole. Anyway, but I do prefer the pirate to the monkey, but still. As I was trying to say, Pirates 5, the fuck's it called again? I keep blanking on the fucking subtitle. Dead Men Tell No Tales. It's still a sequel, but there are flashbacks to the characters when they're younger in it. So that's probably why you've gotten the feeling that it's a prequel. It actually is a sequel to the other films. Especially when you get to find out who the 2 new characters are. And this is why I said spoilers earlier, because I'm going to talk about who they are. The guy is the son of the guy and girl that we all know from the Pirates franchise. That was the son of Bootstrap and what's her name?
Knightley?
Yeah, her character. The boy is their son in 5. The girl, do you remember the captain that Jack Sparrow was always in competition with to claim the Black Pearl as their ship? Yeah, the girl is that other captain's daughter. Yeah, so there's a legacy there with those characters. So that's why I actually like those characters, especially with the ending of 5. All of the curses get broken when they smash the scepter and whatnot. So therefore, the captain of the Flying Dutchman, his curse gets lifted. He goes back home to his wife, happily ever after. The boy and the girl in this film, they end up together. They go back with the boy's parents. And then there's Jack Sparrow on the Black Pearl looking through his telescope, seeing all of this going, I think I'm going to be sick. So in the moment where you're getting teary-eyed, it's a happy ending. You're brought back to laughter by Captain Jack Sparrow, i.e. the actor that plays him, Johnny Depp. Right back to laughter by Johnny Depp and Captain Jack Sparrow. From being all teary-eyed. And that's why I love the last film in the series. And that's why when I put a ranking together of the Pirate series, you have 1 being the best, then 2, then 5, and then the other 2 are just afterthoughts. That being 3 and 4. Because those were quite fucking boring and I wanted to sleep through them. Josh?
Yep.
Any thoughts on any of that?
I do like Johnny Depp's character. I do want to see more of Johnny Depp, though, but here's like what they've been saying with the.
Yeah, we're not going to
so
see
I
Johnny
think
in
yeah.
working with Disney again, so therefore Jack Sparrow was gone. And I had a discussion at work with someone about this too, that on the one hand, it would be a great business decision to hire Johnny Depp because you would get a lot of fucking sand support. What the fuck? Fan support. What the fuck is sand support?
Fan support? What is that?
Well, when you're cursed,
EA needs that.
Well, when you're cursed in a pirate's storyline that you're not allowed to sail on the sea anymore, you need sand support because you're stuck on dry land at that point. Anyway, when I say that I'm effectively the son of Drink 3PO, folks, I ain't fucking lying. But because not only can I not read my own thoughts, I can't read the chat either. I'm worse than Drunk 3PO. I can't even read my own thoughts. But as it is, fan support. You will get a lot of it by hiring Johnny Depp, is what I was trying to say. So it will be a good business decision to have him as Jack Sparrow, but we know that that's not going to happen because of how Disney fired Johnny Depp. And he will never go back because of it, because he's been slighted. So as I was saying earlier, before I misspoke about sand support, yeah, I was having a conversation at work of where Pirate 6 should go with the character of Jack Sparrow. Well, obviously we can't have Jack Sparrow anymore. So what I'm proposing is this to you, Disney, and considering that you do listen to me because you're fucking yourself in your own ass over and over again and then wondering why you're losing fucking money, here's some advice for you since you're taking my advice apparently these days. Don't recast Jack Sparrow. Instead, make 6 further into the future so that the captain of the Black Pearl is the son or daughter, if you prefer, of Jack Sparrow. Since
still, if
what's
Jack
that?
Sparrow's not going to be if Jack Sparrow's not going to be in any pirates, then I'm done with Disney.
Well,
I'm done with Disney regardless, though. But it's still.
Well, I personally want to be done with Disney, but I will say this: if they actually do what I'm saying here, and the captain of the Black Pearl is the offspring of Jack Sparrow, because as I point out to work, it's pretty much a given that he's got to have at least 100 kids running around, considering how many women that Jack Sparrow has slept with in the fucking franchise. He has to have at least one fucking kid somewhere. At least.
Why? What the hell is this Chica bitch on fucking Fortnite?
Or maybe Jack's got good pull-out game, bro.
Wow, they made this Chica bitch on fucking Fortnite with no tits. Wow. Sorry. She got like a rainbow fucking like shit on here, but still she got no tits.
Regardless,
Latina chick though. I'm sorry.
Regardless of any of that, tits or no tits, as I was saying, if Disney does go this direction, I'll be curious. Now, I'm never going to subscribe to Disney Plus to fucking watch 6, but if I hear that the main character for 6 is the offspring of Jack Sparrow, I will be highly interested to see how they go about it. But if they are announcing that they're going to recast Jack Sparrow, fuck you, Disney. I'm not getting fucking involved in any way, shape, or form because that's a piss poor business decision on your part. Although it was already a piss poor business decision with everything you've done over the last 10 years. But I digress. So, with that in mind, Pirate 6 for me is a wait-and-see approach. I need to hear one thing, and if I don't hear it, the Pirates is dead. Although, to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if it was dead already, considering that we know that Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp, is not involved anymore, and never will be. Nord, anything you want to add?
Well, when you were going over the different films, what I was going to say is there was one bright side of
Hello.
Stranger Tides.
Hello, gaming or what? I see in the chat.
Hello.
How nice of you to join us.
So the
I'm
bright
sure I'm
spot,
not able to see the chat, so sorry.
the bright spot to me, I don't know if anybody can hear me.
Yeah, we can.
The bright spot for me on Stranger Tides was the presence of Blackbeard by Ian McShane. Interesting choice. But yeah, you're basically right about it. I mean, number 2 is the best for a lot of people. I mean, really, probably the most of the audience that was voting would vote number 2. But 5 was all right.
Kind of like Empire with Star Wars.
Sure, and we all know how sequels work. Sequels are always the best, or at least most of the time always the best.
In the case of Grease and Grease 2, no.
Sure, yeah. That one, Grease 2 kind of eventually had a cult following, but it was never better than 1. So yeah.
But then again, you and I were raised with our dad being a huge fan of 1 and basically hating number 2. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a case where it's difficult to take number 2 seriously.
Yeah.
But anyway, in this
saying?
case, number 2 was an improvement.
Yeah.
And then sort of a back step with 3, and then 4, a lot of people were like, all right, maybe this is the end. And then 5 came along, and like you said, it was actually pretty good.
I was hearing that 5 was like, just meh. But
no, I know.
It's better than that. It's on par for me at least, because like I said, 1 is the best for my opinion, then 2, and then 5 follows like right after number 2 in terms of the best of the series. So
yeah, so the two examples that kind of follow this, aside from Star Wars, which is the elephant in the room, because Star Wars is like the greatest example of that.
Yeah.
And then I guess Terminator would be another, and Spider-Man is the other. Like those are the 3 biggest examples where the first one was, of course, memorable and successful, but the second film was way better. And probably the best for most people in all 3 of those series. So, on all 3 of those franchises.
Quite. Josh, anything you want to add?
What now? Sorry.
We're still talking about pirates. Still.
Oh yeah, pirates. I think I'm probably going to be done with Pirates if Johnny Depp's not in it, though. So, the last 2 Pirates I've seen was average. My favorite Pirates was the Davy Jones. That was pretty sick as hell.
So that was Dead Man's Chest, then.
Yes.
Was
and after that,
I believe that was 2, I think.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, then they had, I think it was like the 4th or maybe the 5th one. Maybe the 4th one, I don't know. They had the Keira Knightley become the captain of like some special ship or whatnot, though, and everybody was like, what the hell is this? Yeah, I was like, okay, I fell off the fucking bandwagon off that shit. I'm like, okay, I'm done.
My favorite moment of that particular film was when all the pirates had to gather and they were trying to like crown like a king of the pirates because they needed one at that point. And then Captain Jack Sparrow, when it came time for him to cast his vote, because every pirate is, I guess, votes for themselves as to be king of the pirates. But then Sparrow was like, I vote for the girl. So then she got 2 votes and became queen of the pirates. And surprised the fuck out of everyone. That was my favorite moment in that film.
Yep.
But as it is, pirates might be dead. I wouldn't be surprised. It is Disney. We've seen how much they're fucking themselves in their own asshole, and apparently taking my advice and doing it. Because I have said the best thing that could happen to Star Wars and Marvel is Disney go under and they get auctioned off to companies or whoever that know what the fuck Marvel is, that know what the fuck Star Wars is, that knows what the fuck the Pirates franchise is, and actually make good movies in those franchises.
Practically any company that isn't just a woke vampire sucking the blood out of good franchises would be nice.
Yeah,
that's all Disney is,
and that's all Paramount is now too. So write them off as a no-go for us.
Yeah,
but Disney fucking themselves so hard that I can clearly see they're on the tracks of going out of business, and the engines are firing at full steam, especially with their hire of from the Biden White House, some chick that is woke as fuck. So in a time where they need to be straying away from politics, they're not only doubling down, they're like 500 times downing on it with hiring her. So when I say they're fucking themselves in their own ass, I mean they're fucking themselves out of business. Literally. So it's only a matter of time before Star Wars actually goes somewhere good for once. And yes, I know how this will sound to people. This sounds like bitter grapes about The Last Jedi. Yes, it fucking is. But as it is. Speaking of bitter grapes, and I'm referring to the one who with the fake gun with the knife attached to it, Dave Chappelle was attacked recently.
Yep.
And then the idiot got his arm broken and by the bodyguards of Dave Chappelle, and I didn't know he was there until I saw the video after the fact of Chris Rock was there going, was that Will Smith?
Yeah.
I love
and Jimmy Fox got into the scuffle too.
I love those guys. Mostly Dave Chappelle, so Dave Chappelle would be number one, then Chris Rock, then Fox.
Yeah, the story though for me, bro, like I told you before we started.
Yeah.
Is the story for me though is that the prosecutor there refuses to file felony charges against the guy.
Yeah.
Even though the guy had a weapon that could have killed Dave Chappelle. And I don't exactly know how feloniously assaulting somebody doesn't get you a felony when it's that high profile. Even Dave was like, what the fuck?
Meanwhile, just walking through the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. will get you a felony.
Yeah, well, worse.
Yeah. The death sentence. But, yeah. Josh?
Of course. Yeah, right?
Of course what?
What you were talking about, though, is basically they have the people like vote against court and whatnot, though, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's completely right. I mean, they treat those people like, traitors practically. But this guy gets, this misdemeanor. I mean, I didn't know you could assault Dave Chappelle and get a misdemeanor only.
Well, my brain is starting to go
like,
down the abortion fucking joke train at the moment with the idea of murder.
This guy should have been fucking like prosecuted and whatnot though for backing up already.
No, I think it would have been better. I think it would have been better if 3 or 4 of the bouncers just beat the guy to death. Save taxpayer money anyway.
Yes, indeed.
Ugh.
But
It's not like he didn't deserve it. He had a lethal weapon on him. He could have easily killed Dave Chappelle.
yeah,
And then what
He also-
would we talking about?
I think he also tweeted like, "Oh, Dave Chappelle, you're next" or whatnot, though, where he actually did it.
Yeah, of course.
somebody did tweet that. Yeah.
But we were going down the rabbit hole for the abortion thing coming up soon.
As soon as we
Yeah.
get through the other two things I got written down here, and then the handcuffs come off both of you, so to speak. So next up is it worth it? Trek to Yomi or Yumi or however it's pronounced. It's spelled Yomi.
Yep.
So
I'm pretty sure you're saying that right.
which one?
You know me?
Yumi.
Yumi? Okay. So Trek to Yumi.
I believe you're saying that right.
I played it for about 20, almost 28 minutes on Twitch on Friday when it came out. So I'm going to be playing the re-upload to YouTube of that stream for you guys behind me while we are talking about it.
Well, the last 2 days I tried playing Trek to Yumi, and basically for the last 2 days, Xbox has been focused. So
Yeah.
as of right now, as of today, I'm able to play all my games that I've actually purchased. Because the last 2 days, I wasn't able to play any games I purchased unless I had them on disc. So Xbox is meaning at this time. But like as of right now, it's not meaning. So I haven't even played it at all. It's like 2 days ago I tried it and it said you need to be online to play. But I'm like, I'm online, but it was just being just basically Xbox has been.
早道はございます通ればことになる
But yeah, as it is, this is an interesting game. I'm going to try to keep playing some of it at some point when I have more time, because on Tuesday there's another game coming out. That's a port from a previous game as well. But to answer the question of is Trek to Yumi worth it for downloading from Xbox Game Pass? Yeah, it's a fun game that'll give you somewhat of Ghost of Tsushima vibes from its atmosphere to a certain degree. Is it worth buying? I'm not familiar with how much it is. Josh or Nord, do you guys know how much Trek to Yumi is?
It's maybe $20 though, but don't quote me on that though. But
Well,
$17.99.
$17.99. Okay, well then it's absolutely it's absolutely worth $18 for it then. In my opinion, I have not run it through the rating system yet, so I don't have a number on that. But my personal thoughts is I'm willing to give this like a 6.5, maybe a 7 out of 10, personally. So this is one of the better games that you could play for the year if you're into the side scroller type of action combat thing.
especially with the Japanese.
In the style, yeah. If you're not into this, then yeah, then it wouldn't be worth it for you.
I recommend just watching a trailer for it. Just give you your idea.
Yeah, and
For you.
yeah, and as I said, my past stream from Twitch is now up on Dredat Games on YouTube. That's where you guys are seeing it on the screen behind me right now. So you guys can go check that out. Please drop a like on that. Also, you can still view it as a past stream on Twitch until like the end of next week when it will disappear, because past streams only stay on Twitch for like 2 weeks or something like that. So it's still up on Twitch for you guys, because only one person had watched it on Twitch so far. but as it is.
Yay.
But yeah, but this is an interesting game for you guys to play while you're waiting for Starfield, like I am. But also, this War of Mine Director's Cut or whatever it's called comes out on Tuesday, which I'll be playing that after work on Tuesday on Twitch. So expect that by the end of next week to Drew That Games on YouTube as well. But anyone else have anything about Trek to Yumi before we get to the last topic?
I was just gonna say it's another in the long line of very intriguing and actually kind of sexy samurai games. You know, samurai games are always that way. You know what I mean? I don't mean in a female kind of way. I mean in a way it's stylized. You know.
Yeah.
In terms of top-notch games, sexy.
Yeah.
Is what Nord means.
Yeah.
But speaking of things that aren't sexy and that aren't good news, chip shortages for PlayStation 5s, in this case, will persist, according to reports, until 2024. So 4 years after the launch of the next-gen systems, if you want a PS5 and you don't have one, this is what the gaming industry has for you. Middle finger. At this point. And you were saying something off camera, so this is the time about the chip shortages, Nord. The floor is yours.
Yeah, the raw material shortage is the background story to that.
Yeah.
Which is partly due to the sourcing currently being China, a lot of it coming from China. There was in previous years, there was a winter storm in Texas, which devastated the Texas chip makers. There was the drought in Taiwan, which affected them. Then there was the 3 chip plant fires in Japan, which took out a lot of their manufacturing of chips. So, I mean, it's been one thing after another. And the end result is that, yeah, chips are more expensive and harder to source, and therefore they're not getting put in as much, or the stock of actual end-line products is getting shrunk by the lack of materials.
And then also add to it, to whatever degree that it is, Microsoft paid for basically top priority for chips for the Xbox Series X and S. So that's why we're seeing them more and more being sold out of stores, and you still not only cannot find a PlayStation 5, but I don't think the chip shortage has anything to do with this other thing. Retailers still not selling them off store shelves when they have them. You still have to go online, order it, and compete with bots still.
On the bright side, Intel, as Joshua well knows, operations in Arizona and New Mexico, accumulating $23.5 billion in investment, are going to be full-blown American chip-making operations as of 2023.
So next year, hopefully, that will help, assuming that the Biden White House doesn't get in the fucking way like they do with fucking anything.
Sure, they find a way. Yes.
American made. If Trump was America first, Biden is America last. But as it is,
there's also expected to be a TSMC $12 billion factory also in Arizona, expected to start production in 2024.
So around the time frame that this report was saying.
So it is very possible that American production in this regard will resurge heavily in the next coming years. But until then, we're stuck in a shortage.
Yeah. Joshy, anything you want to add about the chip shortage stuff?
No.
All right. Don't have a key on me, but the cuffs are off. Let's get canceled, guys. The internet. What are the words that I'm looking for? The weirdos on the fucking internet all ablaze over the leaked reports that Roe v. Wade will be getting overturned. But here's where I'm at. The Supreme Court shouldn't be making fucking laws in the first place. There's a thing that's supposed to exist called checks and balances, which clearly doesn't anymore. Because the entity that's supposed to be doing anything about abortion, no abortion, legal, not legal, is the state fucking governments, first and foremost.
Yeah, the basic, right off the bat, hypocrisy of this whole thing is for anyone to be screaming about the court, quote unquote, taking away rights or whatever, when the decision to even rule in favor of Roe was a legislation from the bench to begin with.
Yeah.
And yes, it was all white, straight men that were in favor of Roe and established the ruling as a federal law against abortion bans in the country. That's not constitutional. That was illegal to begin with.
Yeah.
So, again, when you start with something that's unconstitutional and illegal to begin with, getting rid of that unconstitutional and illegal thing is not doing anything other than what should be done.
And there's another thought here.
And it's not anti-democratic either, because all this is states getting to decide what they want to do.
Which is the way the system is supposed to operate in the first place.
Unless their argument is, oh no one should be allowed to do anything that the unilateral, monolithic federal government disagrees with. What kind of fucking system is that? That's not the American system.
And also these weirdos complaining that they're taking away my rights. Your right to do what? To take a human life? I wasn't aware that murder was in the Constitution.
Yeah, the misconstructed argument about the Ninth Amendment dictating that, there's infinite rights and that no matter what somebody wants to do, they can declare it a right and say, oh, well, because of the Ninth Amendment, I have unlimited rights and I can just say whatever I want to do is a right. And then everyone has to accept that in an argument. It's insanity.
I miss George Carlin because George Carlin would be great here because you know damn well that he would be asking questions and someone would say to him, well, it's my God-given right to be able to throw my baby in the dumpster if I want to. And then Carlin would go, oh, fuck, here we go again. The God excuse.
Yeah, well, Carlin was, as you well know, very perturbed about a lot of different things. As
are we to a certain degree.
As it turned out later, especially later in his life, he became very misanthropic. He was very anti-human in a sense. Mm-hmm. He basically had a huge problem with even the very concept that people should, even exist. I mean, he sort of became a people hater big time.
On stage, yeah.
In some cases, good reason, but in some cases, just really like jilted anger. Not a very, became a very jaded man. So, not to get off on George, but the whole thing is that I feel like that's basically the core of the entire one side versus the other on this. You got people that are basically so bloody jaded about mankind that it just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then you have other people that are like, no, this does matter. It is important. And if this is an institution for people, then we really are lost as a culture. We're lost.
And a year ago, these same people were yelling about getting the jab. You have to do it. You have to save lives, blah, blah, blah. Then they cared about saving lives. Now they care about ending lives with defending abortion. Which obviously you guys will know where I stand on abortion with the things that I'm saying here.
Nobody on social media that stood in favor of the mandates deserves to be saying anything about this.
Yeah,
especially in favor of
especially with these
their
words
body,
being
their choice.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with that phrase, "my body, my choice." Oh,
yeah, it's
all of the sudden, huh?
Yeah, and you know, the hyperbole and the insanity is just completely off the rails. I mean, now you've got roving bands of leftists intimidating judges.
Yeah. Standing outside of their fucking houses, yeah.
I mean, last time I checked, intimidating a judge was a federal offense, but hey, what do I know?
Yeah. Well, apparently nowadays, assault with a deadly weapon isn't.
Not even a felony.
Yeah. Neither is intimidating a United States Supreme Court judge or a judge of any kind.
Yeah.
So, what is a felony now? Walking through the Capitol building.
Yes, taking the official tour, the police guided tour of the Capitol is the worst thing you could possibly do. And egregious affront to democracy.
Next thing I know is walking up to the White House gates and taking a picture of the White House from behind the fucking gate where you're supposed to be. You'll get arrested for. Watch.
But
for taking a picture.
But also now, mind you, that nearly burning down the Capitol is fine so long as you're the right people. Because that happened in the summer of 2020.
Yeah.
There was fires in the streets of D.C., and no one in the media gave a fuck. But on January 6, 2021, suddenly this was the greatest affront to the American system ever seen since it was worse than the Civil War, basically, to these people.
Yeah, it was as bad as Pearl Harbor and 9/11 to these fucking idiots.
Yeah, and so, I mean, when it comes to this court situation, first of all, it's a baseless controversy. The court didn't have the right to legislate from the bench to begin with, and they're just correcting this mistake. That's all it is. And anybody that says different is bullshitting. Straight up bullshit.
Yeah. So if I can, to take a play from George Carlin's playbook, I hate to ruin all your fun, but it's just stupid bullshit, folks.
Yeah.
Even if
I suppose I've trampled all over Joshy. Joshy hasn't got to say anything.
I will add one more thing before we throw it to Josh. And that's simply this. Even if Roe v. Wade is getting overturned, it means fucking nothing because in the end, like I said earlier, the ones that will actually determine if abortion is legal or not in your state is your own state legislature, your own state government.
Yeah, like, if I could say one last thing.
Yeah.
We as men all really need to make a decision. Can we please stop fucking these women that are like this?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, because like all these like lefties, crazy ass bitches, like they like open their legs like no matter what. Like, okay, us guys, like, okay, yeah, we want to go ahead and do it though. But it's like these crazy lefties are just not worth it though. Basically, they're like, okay, yeah. Even Dr. Oz even says like basically like they fucking go ahead and vacuum that shit out. It's just fucking wrong.
Yeah, I'm just saying that they think they have power to say, oh well, we're not having sex anymore. We'll see how long that lasts.
Like, what's her fucking name on The View?
Sure, but how about men decide? How about men decide to stop fucking these women? Then we'll see how long they can handle it before they start, losing what they have left in terms of insanity.
Unless they go lesbian, I don't
know. Yeah, but you can't get a baby that way.
Yeah. Well, they're I don't know.
Kind of hard to.
Here's the solution to the whole fucking debate. Okay. someone gets pregnant who doesn't want to have the baby, instead of getting an abortion, put it up for adoption. Then the lesbian,
Oh, geez. Well, there's 1,000 ways to avoid this.
then
It's frankly inexcusably stupid to even be in that situation.
then that lesbian couple that can't physically have a kid together because nature has a family by adopting that child that his biological mother did not fucking want.
And the other point I would make is that literally, I mean, only the dumbest of the other end of this argument would say, oh, well, we're going to ban it even in cases of rape and incest. It's like, no one was ever in favor of banning it in those cases. But that is literally 1% of the cases.
Mm-hmm.
90+% are inconvenience pregnancies. So, mute point.
Especially with the stupid what is it? Transgender in the fucking person is supposed to. Oh, what's that?
Yeah. Then there's the men having babies argument and the trans people. Oh, that's so just exhausting.
Convoluted.
Convoluted, yeah. It made me want to pull my hair out though. It's just all this, like, who don't even want to have sex with these fucking assholes? And but like, I see them and they're like ugly as hell, and basically they're like fucking crazy as hell. So they're basically like fucking Karens. Like, who don't want to fucking sleep with these fucking Karens? Like, there's fucking desperate guys out there. I get that, but still,
I'm not.
like,
I think I'm with Ryan Kinnell on this one. If it was him that said this, and I'm pretty sure it was, that I'm not sure which is more impressive. The fact that they're going to abstain from sex, or the fact that there's anyone that wants to fuck them in the first place. And I kind of lean towards the second one.
well, yeah. There's also that fucking guy that has like what's his girlfriend that actually meows and basically like he basically this poor guy wants to get like fucking laid, and this girl is fucking like a cat. She fucking meows like fucking. Meow, do this for me. Meow, 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 meow. She basically just meows for the hell of it, just to say like, oh yeah, I want my diaper changed. Meow, 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 or whatever. And basically, this poor guy wants to get fucking laid, so basically, he just deals with this fucking crazy ass bitch that fucking is like a fucking cat.
So the cat lady is the new deer girl,
Possibly.
effectively.
Is that some? I know some fucking like teenager or whatnot though, like on fucking internet or whatnot though. They're so desperate for sex, they fucking are willing to fucking fuck anything. To get sex. Like,
Yeah, does it have
like
two
that
legs
fucking cat chick
of a J?
Yeah. Like this fucking like the fucking like I know Stephen Crowder did have this thing about the fucking like the poor teenage kid with this fucking cat lady.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. But yeah, I think that I can't expect young men like men between 16 and 25 to shape up. I can't expect that, but
Yeah.
certainly men that are older than that really should like make a pact or something to just stop it with these women. Just put a fucking end to it by refusing to impregnate the bitches that are crazy for abortions.
Unless these fucking crazy ass bitches fucking just like put up a front at the fucking bars with fucking older guys where they fucking get laid, that's possibly an alternative as well too,
No, I know they can always lie, but still.
A thought just crossed my mind that has no relevance on the fucking topic whatsoever. If our community is like a family, and this thought just crossed my mind, if Drunk 3PO is my internet dad and my internet mom is heel versus babyface, I guess this makes Joshy my internet uncle.
Yeah, here's the thing.
His nephew.
If I may say so like this, okay? if I may say so.
Yeah.
For all the guys out there running into women in this, like, dating scene or whatever, easy way to sort it out. Just either ask them or go on their social media. And if there is any of that bullshit on there, just walk away.
Mm-hmm. And if you have to block them for it, then block them for it.
And make them have to fuck their soy boy allies instead.
Mm-hmm.
Or make them fuck their fucking red zone guys.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
you know what I
fucking
mean.
this once. Get a fucking fuck on, I don't know.
One way or the other, I'm not going to say anything. Because I was going to say something, but my brain had not formulated a thought or an opinion, so my mouth started talking with nothing to say, so that's why I went, and I'm not going to say anything.
My final point is, like, at least I can speak for myself. All right.
Well,
Ladies
thank
that wanna
goodness
be
for not
irresponsible-
speaking for anyone else.
Ladies that want to be irresponsible can get the fuck out my face.
Well, first of all, you already have a
I'll just leave it at
girlfriend,
that.
so
No, I know, but still, the rules still apply. You know that.
I know. But I'm just saying that you're a one-woman kind of guy, so.
Sure.
Yeah,
As-
I'm a one
as
woman
am I.
guy as well too. But like I refrain from going to bars and one night stands with there. So
The
I'm
last time,
telling
I went to a bar was after a cookout at a friend's place, I think like 3 or 4 years ago. My gay friend and I, Blaine, went with one of his other friends bar hopping for the night after the cookout, after we had been drinking beers at the cookout. So that was the last time I went to a bar, was with my gay friend Blaine. And I will never forget the last bar that we were at, because he offered to buy me my last beer for the night. And the way he phrased it, I cannot say on fucking YouTube, so I will clean it up for you. Blaine said word for word, and like I said, I'm going to censor this for YouTube. Just so you know that this beer that I'm going to buy you is beepy beer. Because he used the F word to describe gay people. That was him saying it. My gay friend Blaine. And I'm like, first of all, it's my last beer of the night. I don't give a flying fuck how beep it is. And secondly, it's a free beer from a guy that I trust who is like a brother to me. I don't give a fuck if it's beep or not.
yeah.
So I drank my beer, walked home, got halfway home, had to pee, and I almost pissed my pants that night. Because I just barely made it home in time to get into the bathroom as I was pissing myself. So don't go to drink. Don't go bar hopping downtown and walk home like that. Is the moral of my story. But as it is, I don't know why I wanted to share that with people.
Well, it's a memory.
Yeah, it's a memory of going out drinking with a gay friend that I haven't seen in years. I think the last time I saw him was when he came into the store shopping with his husband. And then his husband gave me a big hug, and I'm like, hey, Jerry. But as it is.
Yeah, you're probably like, you got a thick beard there, huh? Just kidding.
Well. Actually, my facial hair was getting long, and he was talking about my beard, but as it is.
No, I was going a different way. Like, oh, you got a thick beard there, buddy. Just kidding.
Joshi, what you do with the boys on your own time is your business.
We're not asking, and you don't have to tell us.
On my channel, don't ask, don't tell is in effect. No. But as it is, do you guys have anything else you want to throw under the bus today before we end this thing?
Oh, they got that stupid nurse thing going on now. But that black guy talking about it though. The stupid what is it?
Oh
the
yeah.
BLM matters. Yeah, the BLM matters. And all of a sudden the guy like asked about the freaking black people in the womb. And then all of a sudden they just shut up. It's like, yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, he was pointing out the clear and obvious white supremacist origins of abortion, and the fact that a good majority of abortions are black children. So what the fuck? Do Black Lives Matter or don't they?
Yeah. And that's another thing that no one actually gives a shit about reading into actual fucking history that happened in the fucking world anymore. And then actually going off of that information. If it doesn't suit your fucking narrative, it didn't fucking happen. And if it did fucking happen, it happened recently and not like 100 years ago.
No, you would think that a bunch of like angry leftists would be going out on the streets to fight against white supremacist institutions. But in this case, they're going out on the streets to fight for one.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Exactly.
Well, I am pro-life, so basically, yeah.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I considered myself poor life. What the fuck? Pro-life.
That's sorry. Freudian slip.
No, I'm the son of drunk 3PO. But as it is, as I was trying to say, when I was younger, I considered myself to be pro-life, as well as poor life, apparently. Nowadays, it's not so much pro-life or anything else as in what's the word I'm looking for? Pro-common sense. At this point, above all else. So if common sense dictates, girl got raped by her cousin, yeah, maybe this baby should not happen. On the other hand, I still firmly believe that taking a life doesn't matter if it's in the womb, just been born, 50 years old, on its deathbed. A life is a life, plain and simple.
It really shouldn't be too much to ask for people to be responsible with other people's lives.
Yeah.
I mean, we expect that from everyone else. Why should we not expect that from young women?
Yeah.
Like, you can't be irresponsible with someone's life in your hands as a doctor. You can't be irresponsible with someone's life in your hands as a firefighter. You can't be that as a cop. I mean, unless you'd like to catch shit from the media, you can't be that in any other way except for now you can be, you can be that today and get defended if you're a young female. You can be completely irresponsible and then they will come to your defense.
Yeah. But on the other side of that coin, I'm also of the mindset, if I can word it this way without getting in trouble with YouTube, if abortion is legalized murder, and if it's legal, all right, then this means that I should be allowed, once you're done taking the life of your baby or throwing it in a dumpster and setting it on fire or whatever the case is, having my turn with aborting you, you fucking moron, if it's all fucking legal.
As we well know, the
Just
slippery
saying.
slope theory. The slippery slope theory is no longer a theory in a lot of different ways. These, especially today, it's been proven basically now that slippery slopes are real, and this is one hell of a slippery slope to
navigate
absolute
through
destruction.
Yeah.
I mean, what is the end result? The end result is people get to be irresponsible and cause other people to die from it with full legal defense, full legal sanction.
Yeah.
That doesn't end well because that goes towards the disabled being euthanized, the elderly being euthanized, people who are unconscious in comas being euthanized. The argument goes completely to the extremes of, even in the argument, where does the argument end about parents killing their children?
Yeah.
Where does it end?
It's along the same lines of, if you allow this one thing to happen, then you're going to allow this other thing. For example, Will Smith...
They'll deny that, though. Deny that, though.
For example, Will Smith slapping Chris Rock, then the idiot on Twitter saying to Dave Chappelle, "You're next," and then that happening to Dave. That's my example.
No, you can expect people to become brazen about that because the door has been opened. Because someone of great privilege was allowed to get away with it. Now the underlings, now the middle ground thinks that it's, we can do it too.
Yeah.
We did it. Why shouldn't we?
Yeah, it's effectively, if you do this one thing, be careful because you may be inadvertently, whether you know it or not, opening, for lack of a better term, Pandora's box on this
Sure,
particular topic.
And so what we can expect is, even if indeed which by the way, the entire court controversy was simply a opinion piece between judges written within the discussion about what the ruling should be. It wasn't actually a leak of the official ruling. The official ruling hasn't been decided yet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it may end up not even happening. And they're hoping for that. But the other thing is that they're going to say, oh, well, in the red states, it'll become illegal instantly, nearly instantly. And I'm like, well, isn't that the will of the people of those states? Like, does the will of the people count for anything? I thought we were some kind of democracy here. Apparently, we aren't. We're just a federalocracy.
I think with Steve Crowder on this one, we're actually, as well as comics division, we're actually supposed to be I know, but I'm with these guys, comics division, and what the hell are the names that I already just mentioned a second ago and forgot?
You said Ryan?
No, Crowder.
Oh, Crowder, yeah.
Yeah,
Crowder.
I'm with both of them. Not democracy. We're supposed to be a fucking republic. Not a democracy, but a republic. Well, doesn't fucking feel like it now, does it?
Yeah, the point I was making, though, is that it is not anti-democratic for the people, the majority of the people in a given state, to get to decide what they want the law to be. That is democracy. That is democratic. What the fuck is your problem? Leftists, what is your fucking problem with that? Well, they might do things that are bad. It's like, yeah, okay then. That means you're not in favor of democracy, which is fine if that's your argument, but it isn't their argument. Their argument is that this affects democracy in a negative way.
And if they want to talk about doing things that are bad for people, my statement is this. When are you, the representatives in government, going to stop doing bad shit to us?
Yeah, well, there's that too.
Because if you're talking about, we can't do anything bad, all right, then get out of office.
Yeah, I have no sympathy for politicians. I don't know how anyone could, but in any case,
Yeah.
that is another false argument that's being thrown around.
Yeah.
That about the whole it's going to damage democracy. It's like how? Oh, the people getting what they want in their individual states is damaging democracy? What the hell are they talking about?
They don't know what they're talking about whatsoever, first of all.
And by the way, all of the freaking blue checks, all the blue-haired blue checks on Twitter live in California, New York, and the other, blue states. What do they care? Their states are going to get to open it wide open. They're going to get to have post-birth abortions. So what the hell do they care?
Well, with the blue check thing, if Musk gets his way anytime soon, any blue check will simply mean that they're a verified real person using the account.
That's why I said blue-haired blue checks.
Yeah, which would then mean that if that's the case, then at some point in the next X number of years, potentially expect Joshy, you, Nord, myself on Twitter to have blue checks at that point. If that's
sure,
the case.
it'd be nice if it didn't have to be a derogatory term.
Yeah. So if anything, this is only a joke. Don't take it seriously. But if you got blue checks, why not create red checks and then also green checks? I'd rather have a green check because I don't want to be involved with the red or the blue fucking parties.
Well, it was always a light bulb thing, and it was supposed to just be that little bird. Robin's egg, blue check. That's what blue in this case meant.
Extra emphasis on the word robbing here.
Well, I didn't say robbing. I said robin. Like the bird.
I know
Robin.
that. I know that, but I'm going my own direction.
But that's the origin of the coloring of the Twitter app. Is the little blue bird is a blue robin's egg, blue bird. That's the origin. So to say blue check is to actually just say this person has the official endorsement of Twitter as a real person, exactly who they say they are.
Yeah. As soon as you said Robin's egg blue, my mind immediately went back to one skit from the Three Stooges when they were painters and paper hangers. And and specifically the line of Mo saying to one potential client, "Lady, we don't have time to go out robbing eggs."
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Josh, you still there?
But
your thoughts on any of whatever the hell we're talking about now?
the thing we were talking about was the whole argument about this court decision affecting democracy.
Oh, yeah. Any thoughts on that, Josh? Or should I say Uncle Joshy?
Give abortions. No, I say pro-life. Sorry. Pro-life.
For myself, I would say I'm pro-responsibility. And that doesn't lead to people making that choice.
Yeah. The thing with pro-responsibility and pro-common sense, they also tend to blend with the pro-life people 90% of the time, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, as is often the case, three people talking about a heavy-handed topic, you have three stances on it. But all stem from the same fucking source of common sense. Seemingly. But as it is, was there anything else that has come up recently that has come to your guys' attention?
Well, I did mention, before we started the stream, I did mention the Kentucky Derby.
Yes.
Yeah, I know it's not political or anything. It's just the horse race was really amazing.
Yeah. So if there was anyone in the chat, they'd be yelling sports anyway.
Yeah.
So what happened with the Kentucky Derby?
Yeah, so the horse that had 80-1 odds, Rich Strike, won the entire thing in a complete upset, an astounding from the back upset. And it was just a really, really amazing thing to see, you know.
So, like, if any one of the three of us are running for president of the United States and we win, that kind of upset?
Yeah. Basically, let me explain. The purse payout on this horse was $1.86 million. Like, let's just put it this way. If you went to the Kentucky Derby and you put your money on Rich Strike for this race, and, you know, what happened. Even if you put any significant amount of money down on this horse, you made a killing. You walked away smiling, okay?
I could buy Star Wars for that price these days, I think.
I'm just saying that, you know, it was a Cinderella story for sure. And I personally like it when sports is this way. I like it when amazing things like that happen. So that's just me.
Sounded like Uncle Josh, he started falling asleep.
I'm still here.
Because I swear I heard a snore there.
Yeah, it was a little store. All right, I'm still here.
Because I just want to say one thing first, Nord. If at any point Joshy does fall asleep, be sure to clip it so we can send it tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, she'll love that.
Yeah. Even though she won't see him sleeping, but she'll hear the audio of him going. Anyway.
I recommend you guys take a gander at that race because it really was an exciting thing. I mean, maybe you guys don't like horse racing, whatever. Maybe you don't care, whatever. But you might still have a thing for exciting sports events, and this was definitely exciting. So.
Yeah. Well, I do go to the here every once in a while. I go to watch.
So is it Kentucky Derby 2022 full race by NBC Sports?
Well, yeah. I mean, even just the end part, you know. Even if you don't watch the whole thing.
Well, I'm certainly not going to watch it on stream because this is NBC Sports' video posted 20 hours ago, so I'm not going to watch it here for obvious reasons.
Well, I mean, if it's the short 2-minute clip, that's the good one.
Yeah, so I'll check that out as soon as we go offline here in a bit.
Yeah. Like 2 minutes, but
yeah. But
it was an exciting thing to see.
So if there's Joshy, do you have anything else to bring up other than your nap?
No.
Okay. So with that, we'll just go through what we got coming up. So Nor, do you have anything that you're going to be doing here, either on your YouTube or just?
Well, I did link. At long last, I did link my YouTube to my Twitter, so people that do catch anything from me on Twitter will see my link to my YouTube now. So
okay,
I did that.
So then you are more active on Twitter now.
Sure, I intend to be.
Okay.
Hey.
Well, that's good because the first thing you did was get Mara's attention with your first fucking act on Twitter. It took me like a fucking year.
That wasn't my first act. I have had Twitter since 2017.
Second thing you did.
Yeah, I haven't really done much, but
yeah,
it wasn't all that hard. I just knew to go to one of her recent posts and just tag her in a post with not that many comments, and then she'd see the tag and then read the comment, and it was pretty simple.
It's almost as if you were manipulating the algorithm of Mara's account to see you.
No. I just know how the tagging. I just know how the tagging and notification system works. You can get anyone's attention if you tag them properly.
I was joking. Anyway,
Now, maybe this might sound like some kind of Chad shit to both of you two, but I didn't take it as that too important to me. Now, that's not to say Mars not a wonderful YouTuber and a wonderful lady and all that stuff, but it didn't mean that much to me. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I did it because Joshy asked me to.
that's fair. So, speaking of the American hero, American veteran, Joshy064, do you have anything going on that you're going to be up to? Other than taking a nap?
And probably going to go ahead and eat some breakfast, though. I got some pizza and beans last night. Go ahead and eat, though. But, looking for some people to go ahead and play Evil Dead for with next week, though. Because basically, everybody I asked should already have parties somewhere.
Also, I forgot what week it was, so I was thinking that this Saturday was the thing with Cowman for Gears 3.
Yeah. Saturday is going to be the Cowman thing. So,
yeah. I was thinking that this was this Saturday, so I didn't sleep right away when I got, I wasn't going to because I got up yesterday at like 3:34 in the morning to try to be awake all day yesterday, and on my way to work, I realized, wait, that's next Saturday, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm gonna get me some G Fuel. I've been kind of like on a kick with G Fuel recently, though.
And then
Angry Joe like kind of posted that shit like, oh, G Fuel, and then I've been kind of like on G Fuel for a while. So yeah, this is probably gonna be my first time in a long time where I'm actually just sitting down for hours and hours playing games, because usually I play for an hour or two and that's it, though. But it's this is gonna be like a full run out thing. I don't even know if he's gonna be doing the DLC as well too, which is ROM Shadow. I think it's an extra 4 or 5 hours.
I don't think I have that. It's just the base game that I have downloaded from Game Pass, which I do own the game physically, but still.
Okay, yeah, because there is a whole shit ton of Easter eggs in the campaign as well too. Like, I'll go through a couple of them, I believe. The way you can kind of see some of the Easter eggs there within the campaign, though. But yeah.
Do you know if he's going to be streaming it on Saturday or?
Yes. He's
okay.
I believe.
I just wanted to make sure, so I know that I have to watch what I say. At that point.
Because I know Gears 2, he was with Biggles. Gears 2, just with one playthrough of Biggles.
Yeah.
So I believe he wants to do one just playthrough of Gears 3. Well, that's going to be a 8 to 10 hour thing.
Yeah.
That day, so
it's going to be a long day. Like I was saying to my boss, thinking that was yesterday. No, it's next week. Which reminds me, I got up this morning, text Happy Mother's Day to Mom, and after I texted her, I was like, is that next Sunday or is that today?
No, it's today.
Thank God.
Yeah, the Mother's Day actually came really quick. It was really, because I was expecting Mother's Day to be a while, but yeah, it's just it's the first week of fucking May. Happy Mother's Day to everybody, though.
Yeah.
So kudos to all the women that have kept their children.
Yeah, kudos to all of you who actually followed through with giving birth. Happy Mother's Day to all of you.
Yep.
So happy Mother's Day to Petty 2020, who appears in our live stream chats once in a while.
Yep.
And to anyone else who has kids. So happy Mother's Day to Heel versus Babyface. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Anyway.
Ryan Cannell's been trying to give birth.
And in June, I'll be saying Happy Father's Day to Dad, Drunk 3PO, on behalf of myself and my sister Kristinova. At that point. Which that means that would Kristinova be adopted by Aslan?
Awesome.
Yeah, that'd be good.
because we all know that she doesn't look like Az. I do.
Just so the chat knows.
Yeah.
So the chat knows I got a special thing coming in the mail between May and July, so I'm going to be doing a special unboxing here. Once it comes in, I gotta let certain people know.
All right.
So yeah.
When it comes to content, for our channels and whatnot, it's kind of where I was trying to go with anything. But in my case, I'll be live later today, hopefully on Twitch, to continue one of the adventures in Skyrim, either Drew or Ashlyn Sunfire. I'm leaning towards Ashlyn, considering what I was doing in my personal playthrough in Skyrim before this stream, which I talked about off camera. But we'll see what I wind up doing there. I do want to go live tomorrow on Drewdat Games to play some PlayStation stuff. I want to try to do that tomorrow because I haven't played any PlayStation stuff on that channel in quite some time. But beyond that, yeah, Sundays, we're going to try to do Breaking Rocks every Sunday, talk about gaming content, and just pretty much anything that we want to fucking do here. Which, if this stream is any indication, you guys know what you're in for going forward here.
Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah, indeed.
20-cent price hike on fucking gas within a day. Thanks, Brandon.
Yep. Which, by the way, was pretty much caused by that decision to buy up oil to refill the reserves.
It was like $4.50, and then it goes to $4.75, where it goes like a 20+ cent raise.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brandon.
So on that note, Nord, are you doing anything for your channel anytime soon?
I'm just going with the flow. I might. I never quite know what'll strike me as a good idea.
Well, either way. I stand by what I said with whatever it was with that Mario Kart thing that I was talking about. I believe it was the Will Smith and the Chris Rock thing at the time.
People would have expected like a channel like mine to go ahead and do something Chris Rock and Will Smith related, but I sort of backed away from it slowly. So
yeah,
that fruit was hanging way too low for me.
Well, yeah, because you're a little bit taller than me, and you'd have to bend over, and that doesn't usually go very well.
Tie behind your head and gag it.
Joshi, are you going to be doing any content anytime soon for your Twitch or YouTube, even outside of what you've already said about your unboxing thing that you're going to do?
It depends on if anybody wants to play Evil Dead. It depends if I'm going to be with anybody on Evil Dead. If they're streaming, then I won't stream.
Well,
if it's just me, myself, then I'll probably go and stream myself.
I already bought it to play with you, so I think I'm already committed to playing it with you at this point.
Okay, so yeah. So basically, you and I can actually go ahead and stream together. So yeah, there we go.
All right, so I think we'll do that just on your channel at that point.
Okay, I asked for Armada on it, though. She still has to look into it. She hasn't bought it yet, though. So she's looking to play if she does buy it, though. But yeah, just a heads up.
So far it's just Joshy and myself, and we know Nord won't do it.
Well, I might, but it's like a $17. Or wait, what was the price on that? I forget. Did we even look?
I bought the. I bought the one with the.
Is it even coming out for Xbox One though?
Yeah, I don't even know. Because if it isn't, I can't even.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. Let me pull it up. Hold on. Let me go to the store. Store comes to.
Yeah, it's available on Xbox One.
Okay.
$40 for the Xbox One version, though, but the optimized with the season pass. is $60.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, $60 though. I bought the $60 version though, so
I got the $40 next gen version.
Yeah, I got the one with the season pass though, so we got all the DLC and whatnot though, so I'm good.
Well,
I probably wouldn't spring for it myself. You know.
yeah. Like I told you, I know my baby brother.
Yeah.
But like I said,
Use-
with the content I'm doing later today for Twitch, for something tomorrow, hopefully on Drew Deck Games. If not, then will one way or the other be live on Twitch for something tomorrow. Probably Mass Effect because it is Monday.
Always a tradition.
Well, last week I didn't do anything because Twitch was fucking acting up, so I didn't do anything till fucking Friday or Thursday or whenever it was for the Japanese game that I played. But as it is, what's
Halo
that?
Infinite sucks.
Yeah,
It's
Just one
definitely
other
losing.
thing.
Yeah, it's definitely losing its member base, its player base.
mm-hmm.
They had one pro player for Halo Infinite actually like page out on Twitter and basically 343 find him. So basically, yeah, you can't say shit about games anymore. Always on your ass.
That's terrible.
You can't say shit about games. Oh well, fuck it. I'm gonna say it. Shit about games.
Yeah, Halo Infinite sucks and it needs to fucking overhaul.
To say the least.
343 charged my ass.
They charged your ass?
No, I'm just saying. Why am I not able to play fucking Halo Infinite though? That so far, the Xbox is still buggy for the last 2 days. For to play certain games, I'm not able to play certain games. Even though I bought it and it's digital, I can't fucking play a couple games. Garbage. Xbox is being fucking stupid today. It's been stupid the last like 3 days.
Yep.
So on that note, thank you everyone for checking this out that has. Thank you for Gaming Away for being here in the chat. For those of you who will watch this after the fact, thank you for doing so. Do not forget that my reaction to Tom McDonald's The System is up on the channel. It's last I saw it 170 views, so I don't really have to promote it if it's promoting itself, seemingly, because of the name Tom McDonald. So shout out to Tom McDonald and Nova Rockefeller for another great song, great video, Hangover Game Forever. And on that note, I'll see you guys later on in a couple of hours over on Twitch, maybe later on this evening, we shall see. But at some point today or tonight on Twitch for one of the Skyrim characters. Until then, may the force be with you, home of the free because of the brave, like Joshy064 and Ryan Kittle and Mara Jade. Thank you for serving our country. Railers are weird.
Mother's Day.
Fuck Naughty Dog. Happy Mother's Day. That's an interesting one. That's an interesting time to go with Happy Mother's Day right after Fuck Naughty Dog. Fuck Naughty Dog. Happy Mother's Day. Railers are weird. Fuck Biden. I'm waiting for you guys to say the clean version.
Yeah, let's go, Brandon. Yeah.
Let's go, Brandon. And Drew looks like a Smurf. Papa Smurf.
Thank you, Uncle Joshy. We'll see you guys next time, and because of what Joshy said, Papa Smurf out.
Later.
See you guys.